Ever pondered, what does the Bible say about fools? Well, you're about to find out. The Bible, a timeless source of enlightenment, has much to say about fools. It offers profound insights into what constitutes a fool and how one might navigate the world armed with this understanding. So, buckle up and prepare your hearts and minds. Dive in as we unravel the biblical perspective on fools. The Bible, a timeless source of wisdom, has quite a bit to say about fools. This ancient text paints a vivid picture of what a fool looks like, not just in terms of intellectual capacity but in moral and spiritual senses as well. Let's delve into the book of Proverbs, where we find some of the most insightful descriptions of a fool. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 16 says, "A wise man fears and departs from evil, but the fool rages and is confident." This verse tells us that a fool is hot-headed and reckless, confident in their wrongdoings instead of fearing the consequences. Moving on to Proverbs chapter 18 verse 2, we find another compelling depiction. It says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion." Here, the fool is shown as someone who is not interested in gaining wisdom or understanding, but rather is fixated on voicing their own ideas, regardless of how uninformed they might be. Lastly, in Psalm chapter 14 verse 1, it's written, "The fool says in his heart, there is no God." According to this verse, the ultimate folly is to deny the existence of God, to reject the very source of life and wisdom. Clearly, according to the Bible, being a fool is not just about lack of intelligence, but also about moral and spiritual shortcomings. Now that we understand what the Bible says about fools, let's look at some examples. Consider Nabal in 1 Samuel chapter 25. Nabal, whose very name means fool, was described as being churlish and evil in his doings. Despite the wealth he possessed, his foolishness led to his downfall. Then there's the rich man in Luke chapter 12. This man, who was not named, was called a fool by God himself. Why? Because he stored up earthly wealth, and yet he was not rich towards God. His focus was on the temporal rather than the eternal. In conclusion, the Bible provides profound insights about fools, warning us to avoid such behavior and to seek wisdom instead. Wisdom, according to the Bible, begins with the fear of the Lord. As it is written in Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction."